My name is Nahla Almbaid and I use she, her pronouns. To me, global citizenship is defined by the intentional actions that we take in order to expand our radius of care beyond that of our direct communities. These intentional actions are rooted in practices of solidarity and intersectional activism, and they help us overcome barriers and then allow us to engage in a more comprehensive struggle against global injustices. Global citizenship enables us to understand that communities can be less tied to physical proximity and sameness, and more connected to the convergence of global traditions. While this convergence of difference means sharing our happiness and accomplishments, it also requires sharing pain and struggle. It necessitates respecting other lived experiences, acknowledging our biases, and recognizing that we always have more to learn about each other and about ourselves. My understanding and embodiment of global citizenship is rooted in my experiences as a Palestinian Muslim Arab woman. I arrived in the United States in 2016, and since then have tried to reconcile the privilege I've enjoyed in attending one of the most prestigious schools in the country with the fact that my identity has been under constant attack. In trying to make sense of my positionality, I sensed many of my peers were going through a similar process. I became committed to engaging in conversations regarding the changing world and drawing on our experiences to better understand and address unfolding crises. The Syrian refugee crisis was and remains one of the pressing issues that rose to the forefront of people's minds. A group of students and I therefore decided to organize a teach-in session about the crisis, stressing that our physical separation and in many cases our cultural differences from those experiencing the crisis did not absolve us of the responsibility to respond. To pursue this further, a group of students and I, led by then senior Farah al-Haddad, established the Committee for Refugee Student Access, CRSA. I assumed a leadership position within the committee and since 2016 have been collaborating with the administration, faculty, staff, and students to advocate for the recruitment, funding, and admission of displaced and refugee students to McAllister. While CRSA was established to respond to the Syrian refugee crisis specifically, we realized that this was a tragedy that transcends boundaries and as such decided to expand our efforts to include additional displaced and refugee students. CRSA resonates with McAllister's long commitment to internationalism, multiculturalism, and civic engagement, and through its commitment to influencing McAllister to revise its admissions and financial aid policy to more explicitly recognize the specific needs of displaced and refugee students, it also embodies the principles of global citizenship. This work has taught me that global citizenship requires us to ensure that the voices missing from the room are heard. I took this lesson with me to France, where I studied abroad. During my time in Nice, I befriended a Mexican student who knew very little about my identity and I knew very little about hers. While we struggled to remember the French words to order our favorite ice cream, we conversed about our traditions and histories. I had not realized the impact we made on each other until we took a class together taught by a French businessman. While describing his travels, he reduced the people he met to stereotypes he could summarize in slides, rather than asking students in the class about their experiences. He claimed that people in the Middle East were intolerant, and before I could intercede, my friend did. She explained to him that she had a close Muslim Palestinian friend and that any remarks he made were absurd. And the class then united in agreement. This was one of the most powerful academic experiences I have witnessed. A group of students from around the world coming together to present on how these cultures are all distinct but not intolerant of each other. Most recently, my exploration of global citizenship brought me to the Presidential Search Committee where I was the student representative. I knew that to successfully fulfill my role, I had to represent and advocate for as many voices and needs as possible. Fortunately, the other members on the committee shared this passion for the different people at McAllister, and together we advocated for McAllister's mission and understood that we had to satisfy all parties for this search to be a success. We proudly announced our choice last winter and were pleased by the community's response to our decision. My passion for intersectional advocacy and the ways different histories inform and strengthen communities drives my commitment to global citizenship. I am proud of my fight for the rights of my people, and I'm equally aware that my fight is not enough if other injustices around the world continue unchecked. While it is easy to see that the world's connectedness is through pain, it is perhaps even more important to remember that this shared pain presents an opportunity for us to become a united global front when addressing these issues. In May, I will proudly add the title of McAllister graduate alongside the global citizen to my list of identities. I am proud to have been able to help and be helped by the McAllister community and to grow into my place in the world. I am now more than ever determined to build bridges between communities to fight injustices around the world. Thank you.